music in the beginning.
Me too. I was cabbage patching on my way in. Oh,
Look like I have one arm because of the money. So I
yeah, I
did.
know. Well, I'm tiptoeing through the tulips. Look.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, happy Monday, Ed.
Well, happy Monday, everyone. I'm Big Ed, and this is Kristin.
What arm to Kristin?
Well, yeah. We're coming to you today to talk to you a little bit about the spring market, but not only that, talk to you about just whatever comes to our mind, which you never know which way that'll go. But anyway, Kristin, what's happening in the mortgage world today? Because there's a lot of things happening in the world outside of mortgages. So how's that having an effect, and what's going on there?
Well, the good news is over the past 6 days, the interest rates have started to really start to tick down a little bit each day. So when we spoke last, the 10-year Treasury was at 4.3. Today we are at 4.233. So you can kind of see that that's taking a little slow. I can show you the graph if you want. And it's like kind of just moving slowly. So I'll take a slow, steady decrease any day. One day it flew down. And then an hour later, it was gone. By the time I hung up the phone with people saying, you want to refi, oof, it wasn't even there anymore. So I'll take this route any day, all day.
Yeah, it was a little crazy a couple of weeks ago. We talked about that a little bit. But but does the federal rate, okay, because this question comes up, does the federal rate truly have an impact on the mortgage rates? Meaning when the Fed reduces the rate, does it have that kind of impact that is immediate, or how does that work?
Not directly. So the Fed fund rate is where the banks loan each other money short term. So that'll be like if you have a home equity loan, if you have anything that's fixed to that actual bank's rate that they're lending on. The mortgages are off of mortgage-backed securities, which are going to be bonds. So as our people are buying the bonds, then you'll see the market move. We want a low bond, the 10-year Treasury, the lower it is, the lower the interest rate is. So we're tied more to bonds, to the Treasury, than we are to the Fed fund rate. But the Fed fund rate, of course, does play into it because if it's easier to lend money to each other, people are going to have more money, the banks to buy bonds or overseas to buy bonds. So it does work kind of hand in hand, but it doesn't tie directly to it.
Yeah. I think that's what happens. A lot of people think that, hey, the rates went down today, and all of a sudden, like everything. So it might not have that immediate impact that you think, but as you said,
everything in perspective. If something good is going on in the world and money's cheaper to lend to big banks, it's going to trickle down to us.
Yeah.
But another fun thing that's going on, and this is not political, but if Trump is successful at getting our first India to do our deal on the tariffs, I think that will totally set up the template for everyone else to follow through. So if that happens, we'll see some significant movement in rates because that'll like open up the world for us. Right now, everything is so nervous and energy. Like, is it going to the tariff? Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? Everything's expensive. So once everybody starts following suit on that template, it'll be easier for everyone to lend money and people. It'll be more affordable to live. You hear all these car dealerships saying, oh, now we have to charge more for the tariffs. It'll just get rid of all that so things can kind of settle down again.
Well, we're all for settling down. I mean, I know we've been living in a world where, everything is so topsy-turvy and it'd be nice to have just everything easy out. That's why sometimes I don't even watch the news sometimes just for that reason.
I don't pay attention to half of the things going on because tomorrow's a new minute. Like things change so fast, but I feel like if we get on a good trajectory of, okay, now India's saying yes. Okay, now India said yes. So now China's going to say yes. Like it'll just start trickling down to all the different countries that'll jump on the wagon. Not political at all, but it's just financial. It'll be good for our country and our economics once we settle all these tariffs.
Well, let's make. Hey, we always want what's best for us, right? Or what's best for us. Anywho, let me talk to you guys about the real estate market. What's happening right now? Because everybody asks, are you still getting the deals where you are getting as is, money, huge amount of money's over, yada, yada. The answer is yes, and the answer is no. because it really depends on the home. It depends on what the area it is, where you live, where you're located. Right now, we have one of the homes is the one that's behind you. We had offers of $10 to $15 to $20,000 over ask. They took care of their home. The people that made sure they had meticulous records. And this is why when you're looking to sell your home, it's so important to do whatever front end loading you can to get the best price for your house. Not only look at the market, you really want to take care of everything that you possibly can to get their home ready. Working with these clients, they were like dream clients because they made sure they were meticulous in cutting their grass. They made sure that the mulch looked great, the house looked great, and everything. And sometimes we have clients that just don't have the wherewithal to be able to do that. And we try to help them out as much as we possibly can. But you always put your home
here and there.
I mean, look, you always want to put your home in the best light. You always want to put your best foot forward. If you're going to the prom, you want to look beautiful, right? Or if I want to look handsome. If you're going to the prom looking like a slob, you're not going to get a dance. So that's a little analogy for you today. What a metaphor.
No, it's so true.
Well, it's the truth. So you want to make your home as attractive as possible. I mean, I'll come in, I'll give you guys ideas of what you can do to make it look even better. So it's a partnership, and that's one thing that really you stress upon as a realtor, excuse me. It's a partnership between yourself and the clients, and working together to get to not only maximize their profits for what they make in home sales, but also to walk them through the process, understand it, and to take them from point A to point Z, and to get that closing, to really work with those clients. And there's a lot to it. But in this case scenario, I'm excited for the new buyers. I got to meet them at an open house.
Nice.
They were really, really nice people. So was everybody came through. I mean, it's a shame some people. But to make a long story short, the house showed well. They did what they're supposed to do as far as getting their house ready. And, a tale of two cities. Now, when I mentioned this was the house that we got over ask, I have another house that my clients were buying that needed some work. We went through home inspections. Through the home inspection, we found things were deficient. To start, the house was sitting on the market for a while. So we knew that, we used that as leverage. As we leverage that, we make sure we get monies off the price of the house. We're the only offer in town. So we had that situation. We're the only offer in town. We make sure that we place that offer. We got it accepted. We negotiated repairs. So this was a different scenario, okay? But it really depends. And when I say that, like, people always ask, well, am I going to get as is, no repairs? It really turns down to leverage and flexibility, and then making sure that you present the house in the best way possible. And those are the things that I work on with my clients to try to do to get them that information and to share that information. Like I said, it's a collective partnership.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that, I get calls from clients who are like, I want to put this offer in. It needs a new septic. It needs something substantial that a discount of the sales price isn't going to help them, because now where are they getting all this money to put these new septic in? It could be $35,000. So we could do a rehab loan building in with a brand new septic, so they don't have to lay out all that money. So, when you do your negotiations for price reductions or for credits and things like that, that's good for the person if it's something that they don't have to come out of pocket $1 million to fix, or if the seller's going to fix it. A lot of times I notice the sellers are even fixing things, if they have the revenue to do that.
Well, it depends. Like I said, it's the leverage that the seller, what they have. If they don't mind sitting on the property and waiting for the right buyer to come along, or if they could be pressed. I've dealt with situations with bankruptcies and things like this. I've dealt with people who need to sell ASAP. I've dealt with that, but you don't tell that front end leverage up front, but you also, you do in certain cases, because you can't, if it's a bankruptcy, you have to disclose. But anyway, to make a long story short, it's really what the seller wants to do and the conditions that we have that really makes that. So I think that
a lot with estate sales, when their families, like, they just don't want to do anything. They just want their money and move on.
Like I said, that's another situation. I had somebody doing an estate sale. They worked with us to we went in there, we painted, we got the house ready, and we got the house ready to go.
Awesome.
We have other people that don't want to do anything. You're right. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
that also. But then you get what you get. You don't get upset, like I said. So really, it's the value. And who dictates the price is the consumer. And eventually, you start you fall within that range. So marketing and everything, you do a great job. You try to market as best way you possibly can, getting it out there and understanding. But more so than that is now you just have to realize what the pricing is, and then pricing the home correctly. So there's different things, but that's a tale of two homes right there.
Beautiful.
Yes,
you have to morph into whatever the situation is. If you're representing a buyer and this house has been sitting a while and it needs help, you're going to do something different than you would if you're the listing agent and you have a pristine home. You're going to, guide your sellers accordingly. Like, you're going to take the best one. There's nothing that needs to be done here.
Yeah. So let's shift gears a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we talk shop a lot, but right behind me, as you can see, this virtual picture. I was at Dalton Farms 2 weeks ago, right before Easter, and I'll tell you, that place is really neat. If you ever get a chance to go, it's down in Swedesboro area, Logan Township. For you guys from up north or different, it's around exit 14 off of 295, I believe, and exit 2 off the turnpike. So that's how far down it is. It's really close to Delaware, but it's a cool place to go. You have a lot of different things to do. Not only get the tulips, they have a park there for the kids. They have a windmill you could take a picture with. And what was really interesting about this place that I didn't know until I went right in within the last year or two. You would think that they use the same bulbs over and over again. No,
Mm-hmm.
they actually plant new bulbs, and they get them from Holland.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so it's really cool. But
they look gorgeous. I don't have a green thumb. Like I was telling you, I bought the already done sheets of seeds already, and you just roll it out and water it. But that looks beautiful.
Yeah. I got to see some really cool places last week with, the kids being off from school and whatnot. The Cape May Conservatory down in that area. I don't know if you've ever been to Cape May. It's a great spot. You go there, you can see the birds out in nature.
I have my Cape May mug from the zoo.
Oh yeah, that's in what they call Cape May Courthouse, which is yeah. But I'll tell you what, that's a great place. I mean, it's quote unquote free. You just make a donation, go in, and it's a great place to go.
Yeah, I love this time of year when it starts getting nice, getting outside, experiencing different things right in your backyard that you don't even notice are there.
Oh, I know. I just found this out, and I don't know if you heard this or not, but I was watching a social media, TikTok, whatever, the Great Adventure, Six Flags, Great Adventure.
Yeah.
The safari, they actually have their own version of like their lodge. So you could be out.
I've been there in 100 years. Last time I went there was when they just stopped allowing people in because the monkeys were ripping up everyone's.
I know. I remember that as a kid.
Or something like, those monkeys were nasty. They would
they would rip off your. Yeah, they would like rip off
your antennas, everything.
Yeah. I remember all that. That was funny.
Yeah.
But as a kid, it was funny. But I don't think as an adult it'd be, a lot of too much. But apparently they have their own. From what I saw, they have their own, basically like a hotel right there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so you could be out there, and instead of ripping their antennas off, they'll just, So
you're out your hotel window, you see the animals outside.
Yeah, I mean, you're still in New Jersey, but still, look, if you can't get down to Florida and Disney, it might be a cheaper, faster option. But I would say check that out. I did see that, and there's a lot of cool things to do in this state, and a lot of cool things to do. You could probably give us the more up north.
Oh, Sussex County, I'm telling you, the fishing has already started. There's people out there in the rivers, and they're waders in the morning. There's so many trails and waterfalls, and the rivers are just amazing, and the lakes. But there's a lot of boating activity. I see people already taking their boats and hooking them up and putting them in the lakes around here. It's fun. It's a good time of year. I'm done with the whole winter vibe. So my air conditioning's on. I'm ready to go.
Oh, jumped up over here. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, well, we have the the air conditioning. Well, I know. I'm talking about the allergies. We're not going to go there, but the allergies have been really bad this year. But everything from boating to what you said. We were down the shore. Right now they have um, striper fishing. Actually, stripers actually have come down in this area. So there's a lot of cool places to see. And if you guys, I know a lot of people always, make fun of New Jersey, but there's a lot of cool things to do in this state, and there's a lot of things to
There's
do in this
pockets
state.
of junk areas. Everything else is actually lush and green and beautiful
Oh,
and
beautiful. Yeah.
waterways and
Yeah.
when you come to Newark Airport, you think, oh gosh, this is New Jersey, but that's just that one little area.
Yeah.
It's very
There's
commercial.
tons of places here. And, that's why if you come here, if you're looking to move to New Jersey, give me a call. Give Kristin a call. We'll be able to help you get there and be able to do that. Well, is there anything else for today, Kristin? I think I'm pretty much talked out.
No, we're good. We're just, if we keep staying on this path, we're going to see some nice interest rates, and the values are staying good in the home. So we're in a good position. We're coming into a really nice position here for everyone. So those people that just kind of been sitting on the sideline, jump back in now. It's time.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, look, and you guys are looking to buy or sell a home, or if you just need information, you want to know how much your home's worth, do me a favor, just reach out. You can send me a private message. You can give me a call. As you see our numbers on the bottom of the screen, more than happy to help you, and I would love to work with you. So hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I know it's Monday, but guess what? It's a beautiful day. Go out and enjoy it, and have what's that?
I said, I'm excited. I'm going outside when we're done.
Yes.
I have a little patio all set up. I bring my computer out there and sit in the sunshine.
Exactly. Just go enjoy it. Have a great day, guys.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.